Stock tip. Best stock setups.
Hi, and welcome back to a new episode of Stock Tip Daily Update with me, Untitled. So as I've told you, I'm now in Italy on a skiing vacation and I'm pretty sore. And that's why I haven't been paying that much attention to the markets. I owe it to my family to just enjoy this vacation and stop working. But I did manage to add some shorts to our portfolio yesterday, and the one I'm very pleased with is the stock tips setup of the week, namely Ford. You might have seen it on the stock-tip.com website. Ford offered us a nice setup in the daily. This sort of ascending triangle, and we could have broken out and either up, either down. So it is a valid setup either way, either for the long side or for the short side. But in this case, it went on the short side, and I was quick to join in on the action because I've programmed this entry. So I hope you've been paying attention to the stock-tip.com posts, and that you also managed to get a trade or two going. I know I did. So this is one of the trades from yesterday, but I will get to it shortly. We can begin with the state of the markets. So the markets managed to add another distribution day here. You see here the volume was pretty big, and this pretty much speaks for a distribution day. This would be a normal consolidation volume. This would be a normal consolidation volume. This also, and here you have distribution day. Cancel. Distribution day. I will also, yes, distribution day. So this speaks for the fact that the big investors are trying to leave the markets, are trying to go cash, and pretty much using every opportunity to dump their investments and to go cash. I think small investors are pretty interested in going long here, but you see here the majority of the market participants, namely the big investors, so 70% of the market participants are trying to dump their stock participation. So I think we should stick to their side for the time being, even though we've reached an inflection point here. I think we can stick with their side for the time being and see what's going to happen. So this is the inflection point I was talking about. We've reached it, and we shall have to wait and see if the market is going to turn or not. But for the time being, the moving averages are all pointing down. Also, the 50 moving average is starting to point down. And historically seen, we've managed to have a correction to the 200 moving average in the weekly chart every time we've been more than 20% up from this moving average. So it doesn't make any sense to show you this pandemic correction, but the last correction in 2018 looks pretty similar to what we have now going. So this was the first round, the bounce, another quick fall, and then another bounce, and then a continued correction to the 200 moving weekly average. That's pretty much what I'm expecting this time around, but it's not guaranteed. It's just an analysis, so it's no guarantee whatsoever. So we may have another bounce and then move back down, or we may just continue down, or we might just get a nice bounce here at the end of the week. We might finish with a nice hammer here and then continue upwards. So we will let the market surprise us, and we will let the market show us the way. But for the time being, I think the short position is the way to go here, or at least for the time being. And the same can be said in Nasdaq. So Nasdaq has also reached this inflection point again, and I'm curious to see where the journey is heading. So you see here also the 50 moving average is also descending. All of the lines are descending, and this really speaks for a nice continuation of this correction. And if you take a look here, this I will delete. If you take a look here, you have this average move here. Then I think we are pretty much bound to continue south until the 3,300 line in the Qs, or in the Nasdaq the 3,000. Oh, where is it? I think 6,000. No, here. Where is this point? Here. 7,000 line. Yeah, so this is only a projection of the possibilities. The IVM is also looking pretty bad here, pretty weak. In the IVM, I've started my position somewhere here, and now we are here, so I'm pretty much profiting from this down move in the IVM. And the German markets, how are they doing? So the German markets are doing catastrophically. You see where we've also already broken down here with a huge gap. So there's no saving us for the time being, at least. Euro to US dollar pretty much doing nothing, so moving sideways, but I see a small trend here heading south, heading down. I think we can surely say Euro to US dollar is going long when we breach 1.15. Then oil, our less standing interest here. As you may remember, I've started my short somewhere here, and now we are a lot further down the road here. I'm curious to see if oil is going to continue all the way south or not. My stop still remains here. Then gold. Gold also had a very nice day here yesterday. Doesn't want to. So gold also had a very nice day here, and our rally continues. Hopefully we reach our first target. Our first target would be somewhere here, 195. Silver still struggling, so definitely not the best setup, but it also looks like a small breakout. We shall see if it holds, but this is definitely not the same as this one. So take a look at this one, and this is in the weekly. So take a look at this one, and now take a look at silver. So which one of them would you like to trade? I know I would definitely want to trade gold and not silver. Then to the second part of our video, we can talk about the active positions in the portfolio. So we can start with Amazon. And back to the daily chart, then I decided to buy Amazon here, as we've had our first sign of an outside reversal, and then the outside reversal got confirmed, and now we are still moving deeper further south, and I'm curious if we hit our mark here, 2,705. I'm very curious if we manage to hit that. For the time being, there's no point in taking any profits because I haven't reached 200% of the risk. So only then will I take the first profits. Ash, I tried a small short here yesterday, but it didn't go my way because my stop was placed too closely. So I think my stop was here, and I entered the position, I think here, and with the stop here, only to get stopped here idiotically, and then the market turns out again. So wasn't the best of trades. I should have given it a little more room to develop. Then BioNTech is also a trade I did yesterday, and I entered this short. I'm still in profit. I think I entered this short here somewhere. Let's go back to intraday. What's going on here? Now then, I entered this short, I think here somewhere, or here, and the short developed nicely. The stop would be, let me take a look. So the stop would be above the daily candle, so above the top here. This is where the stop is. Look at this, it reacted, and it only reacted 2 minutes later, so damn program. So the stop would be above yesterday's high. That's where the stop is. Then bros I've started here at this point, and now we are all the way here, but still not enough to take the first profits. I think my stop was here above this bullish candle, but I might be wrong. It might also be here. I can't remember correctly. Then Ford, as I've told you, this is the new addition to the portfolio. This is the setup of the week 8 of 2022. The initial setup was either a breakout or a breakdown. Either way, a good setup, and Ford opted for breakdown, and I decided to join in on the journey south. So the first day was nice. Let's see what the markets are doing, because all of these titles are highly dependent on how the market is going to react. So gold, we've already talked about gold. No point in taking any profits here for the time being. So I wish to see gold reaching 195, but I might reconsider and take a chunk of it on the way. IVM, our short position here, my short position started here, and now we are here. IVM, I'm still pretty far away from being able to take some profits, but perhaps when we reach 190, if we reach 190. So oil develops also pretty nicely, but you can see here a lot of volatility. I think this might have something to do with the ongoing war now, or war discussions, or invasion, or God knows what it is right now. But at the moment, I'm very, very nicely in plus. And then Twitter is my best performing short right now. I entered it, I believe, here 35.4, and now we are below 33. So I'm hoping I can take some profits today. We have to reach 32 to be able to take some profits, and then I will be happy with it. So then I will close, I think, 1/3 of the position, and see what happens. So 1/3 of the position, it remains to be seen if I decide to pull the stop one story down, but I think I will wait for the pullback in the hope that Twitter continues down. So the strategy would be here to take profits at 32.1, 32.2 or something like this, and then wait, and then just simply wait. So perhaps I will move the stop back to the entry point, so so that I can make a profit, whatever. And just to wait and see how the rest of the market develops. Most important would be just to make the profit. As you know, I also have this call and put on the stock market, on the SPY, actually on the S&P 500, not on the SPY. And I'm pretty patiently waiting for the developments. So I'm taking a nice bounce here into consideration, and then a continuation of the movement south. I still have, let me think, I still have 7 weeks to go to reach my target, either somewhere here or better yet here, or 3,700. So 3,700. So this would be my target. I think it's better. You can see it better in the weekly. So either 4,700 or 800 or 3,700. I'm happy with either way, but and I still have several weeks to go, so it's not that critical. It gets critical if you still if you keep moving sideways, then it gets a little criticaler. But for the time being, I just have to wait patiently and see what happens. Okay, now to the third part of our video, the new top list.